it seems fitting such a controversial agency come from such a controversial man. 37th U.S. President Richard Nixon formed the basis for the Environmental Protection Agency on December 2, 1970. In that time period, and even today, many of the ideas that the group strives to address are doubted. This agency was formed to prevent even more damage from coming to our environment, and also to try and reverse some of the damage done at the hands of humans. The Environmental Protection Agency has had a positive impact on society because they have helped to research the effects of black carbon on our climate, regulate the use of pesticides, and find better ways to utilize the Earth's water sources. Possibly one of the most prevalent environmental topics in our society today is global warming. However controversial it may be, the EPA works day in and day out to not only research and gather information on the issue, but also to scavenge for solutions based on the data they collect. One of the many studies conducted involves extensive research onto the effects of black carbon. This material comes from the use of fossil fuels in vehicles and power plants. When carried through the air and into the Arctic, the black material settles on the snow and prevents the light from being reflected back to the sun. Instead, the dark material absorbs the light, and thus the snow and ice begin to melt. Along with this phenomenon, black carbon also disrupts the natural tendencies of Earth's weather patterns. Not only does this affect climate, it also has a negative impact on us as humans. Quote, inhalation of black carbon is associated with health problems, including respiratory and cardiovascular disease, cancer, and even birth defects. These medical issues are very serious and even lead to death. The environment directly impacts us more than we know, even if we can become oblivious to it. The support the EPA runs off of can be threatened due to the skepticism surrounding global warming. But with the proof they have collected, the probability that more and more people will hop onto the idea is very likely. As well as climate change, the EPA has also put in an effort to control the pesticides that agriculturists use on our crops. Every pesticide used on a crop intended to be sold commercially must pass their tests. Not only are they put through vigorous testing for contaminants and microorganisms, the EPA has also developed disinfectants to prevent the spread of harmful bacteria. The three methods of applying these disinfectants are liquid, spray, and towelette. By testing each possible organism thoroughly and doing a diligent job at each of their labs, they ensure that the rapid increase of this bacteria stay at bay, and we as a population keep our food chemical-free. Though this system is very effective in commercial crops, smaller vendors such as farmers markets may do what they please with their crops. They are under no regulation by the EPA. Little loopholes such as these exist in any situation, but overall the EPA has had a positive impact on the use and distribution of harmful pesticides. By protecting our crops from these harmful pesticides, it is ensured that any fruit or vegetable that we consume is safe and healthy. Finally, the EPA has worked to utilize the most critical source we hold on this earth. The use of fossil fuels in this day and age is very common. In fact, fossil fuels are the most widely used source of energy on Earth. The EPA hopes to alter this outlook by replacing the harmful pollutants with the use of hydraulic fracturing. This is the breaking of rocks in the earth, which allows natural gas to be harnessed and used as an energy source. The earth has an abundance of natural gas hidden under its surface. Though the possible negative effects that this extraction could have on the climate and air are still being discussed among EPA members, the agency's focus and obligations under law are to provide oversight, guidance, and, where appropriate, rulemaking that achieve the best possible protections for the air, water, and land where Americans live, work, and play. Along with harnessing the use of natural gas, the EPA also works to prevent damage to water systems, as well as ensure drinking water stays free of contaminants. By protecting source water, which is, quote, surface water or groundwater that can serve as sources of drinking water, end quote, the EPA can provide a safe and effective means of this vital nutrient. They do so by implementing programs designed to inform others about the effects of water pollution and its impact on our clean water sources.